What's going on? How y'all doing? This video gonna be about New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn Nets. Sorry about that. Brooklyn Nets basketball player Kyrie Irving talking about now that the Nets didn't wax Boston the first two games in Brooklyn, that they're gonna go back to Boston and play. Now you remember Kyrie had played a couple years in Boston. They were uneventful, but he talked about the subtle forms of racism. Most people who play past and present knows that the Boston sports fans are some of the most racist, most disgusting fans on the planet, and that kind of language has been allowed. Ironically, somebody had a banner in Boston a few years ago that saying racism is as much as American as apple pie or something. We know. And Bill Russell used to talk about all the time when he was leading the Celtics to all those titles about how he played, but not for them fans though. But he didn't do it. Remember baseball great Boston Red Sox great Jim Rice said the same thing. A lot of players have said that. And it was a turning point for not wanting to participate to play for that team. The last to integrate and all the other things that have gone on. They don't have the best reputation for how they've treated African American players who play for and against. So Kyrie Irving said he hopes it's not too much of a form, but still a mental issue. And see, people ask you to be rudely about certain other things, but they don't legislate laws against people. Just because you pay a ticket don't mean you sit there and act all cray-cray and just say anything all way. Because you can go around and get dealt with. And it need to be some commission or somebody need to do something about that. You know, racial intolerance has gone on so long, especially when it comes to black folks. There's never been enough need to been done. You know, Jackie Robinson had to do with black cats and all the other things that you hear about and what goes on and what has still gone on. You know, but it shows you how racist this country is. You know, that you have to mention this. And he mentioned it in light of the George Floyd 1 year anniversary too. Was props to Kyrie for saying that, because it's a mental illness. And you know, I just have a problem with fans. Just because you buy a ticket, you can boo a player, you can say they suck, you can say they whack. You know, you can call them third, fifth tier, all that. But when you start making racial insults, you're in cross a big timeline. And if they were like watching them for wearing a mask, they should watch them for how they say certain things. There should be a code that should be followed. So I have no problem at all. I'm glad Kyrie spoke out about it, because it's important that you still hear what's going on, even in 2021, because it has not changed in Boston. Heard the same thing in 2011, 2001, 1991, 1981, 71 on back. It has not changed. And it says more about how immature and weak sauce the Boston sports fans are than about, you know, the person saying it. If you're still doing the same things, you have not evolved. All right, that's my thoughts and takes about Kyrie Irving talking about the racism in the Boston sports fans in the stands. Please feel free to give me your thoughts and takes. I hit the like, subscribe. I welcome thoughts and comments. I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. And if you don't learn from your past, you'll be prone to repeat the future. And Boston sports fans need to grow up. They might be knowledgeable about sports and stuff, but that does not give you the right to make racist remarks about anybody. I'm out.